everybody, how's it going? It's Noah from SparkBot, and I want to talk about some cartoon news. So today I want to talk about the cartoon The Powerpuff Girls, and it recently had a new special on Cartoon Network called Dance Pantsed. We're going to basically compare and contrast certain things about the original series and the new show. The original Powerpuff Girls series always seemed like a really smart and witty cartoon. It had really good execution for what it was trying to do. For one, the characters weren't one-dimensional. We were able to go into different directions because we weren't limiting everybody to being just the happy character, the sad character. Now, of course, you have Blossom falling into the intelligent leader type niche, Bubbles being the sweet, gentle, kind niche, and you have Buttercup being the rough around the edges tomboy niche. But we didn't lean on that too much. Take a character like Bubbles. She's sweet and kind and she's the adorable one and everything, but in one episode we get to experiment with that. We actually get to see through the eyes of Bubbles on everybody making fun of her, being, oh, she's so cute and she's so delicate, but she wants to prove that she can be a great hero like her sisters. Our characters aren't just the one-dimensional, sweet, adorable little fluffball character. No, she actually wants to do it. It's kind of what makes memorable characters memorable. The fact that we can really kind of pull and challenge them and make something more out of it rather than just have them stuck in the niche. And by the end of the episode, we've learned about our character. We see where they can go, and maybe we can push that envelope a little bit more in future episodes. Let's move on to the next point. The fact that our main characters are little girls doesn't make it a girl show. The concept behind why the show stars little girls isn't to make a female show for females. The concept was really about creating a hero that would normally be considered weak and vulnerable and making it something that's powerful. It's being a silly concept. It's turning things and having a twist to it. It's good to have female role models and things, but it's great that we also have characters that aren't defined by their gender too. It's pretty cool that they're just mainly there to play around with that kind of, you know, role reversal. Moving on to the villains, and boy do we have some pretty cool villains for this cartoon. The series had a large cast of villains that were really kind of portrayed in fun ways. They weren't just mustache twirling crazy guys, we actually had dynamic. We actually got to see episodes of them going to the grocery store. They don't just feel like punching bags for an action show. They had personalities, and ultimately we got some really great episodes out of exploring who they were. And the ultimate goal is to make a witty, clever, funny cartoon, and I feel like the villains bring that home along with all the other characters. Now, what does all this have to do with the new series that we just saw, the new episode? Well, the new series kind of takes some of that stuff and doesn't really utilize it the best way. We're kind of left with people acting completely out of character, and that really butts heads with what the show was originally. Okay, here's a perfect example. During the special, we have a scene where the Powerpuff Girls are going to a toy store. They're really excited about this new video game, and they're really, oh, we want it, oh man, that'd be awesome. And the professor, as a parent, just goes, I don't know if that's a good idea, we shouldn't go with that one, whatever. They throw a tantrum in the store, using their powers to create a tremor, like an earthquake, and everybody's panicking, and the store is getting ruined, and then the professor's like, okay, fine, just whatever, let's just get it. And then the characters are like, works every time. That's not the girls we know. That's kind of taking what the characters really stand for and kind of flipping it around. They're responsible heroes. It just seemed completely off track to really make them like this, especially when we had characters that you could look up to. The cartoon doesn't need to set a good example, but at the same time, it's also still not funny. I'm just looking at kids that are throwing a tantrum, and I don't care. You're seeing heroes being manipulative, and you don't really have room to laugh at the joke when logic is thrown in the dumpster. We even have a scene where they're all playing the precious video game that they really wanted to get, but then the hotline calls, so they have to go and save the day, like normal. But then Bubbles protests and she's like, I want to stay home, I want to play the game. She gives a big frowny face, we're supposed to laugh, and then the other two fly off. Let's go back to what we talked about with the same character being assertive and still being able to be funny. You've sacrificed your character's principles and personality for a joke where she's a spoiled kid. In the end, our mediocre jokes aren't really sticking because we're not taking the time and care that the original show did. Now, I gotta give the cartoon some credit. I feel like some aesthetic choices in terms of the color and the composition were really nice. Wasn't crazy about the design choices, however. Those kind of fell a little flat. But it ultimately didn't hold my interest to want to, like, I want to see more of this. Now you may say, well, what does it have to be like the original show? Well, when you take an IP and you use the name and the same cast of characters and you use the voice actors and everything to try to make it as very much the Powerpuff Girls, you're gonna have to make comparisons. The show is comparing itself to the original. Why not just make another IP? Why not make a whole nother cartoon about spoiled little superhero girls? I don't know, maybe it could work if you're dumb. In the end, I really think the original series was striving to do more. I can't really blame them for trying something new with this, but I feel like we need to go back to the roots, find out what was really great about the original cartoon, and maybe we can strive for something better. Tell me in the comments what you thought. Did you like the cartoon? Did you not like it? Do you agree with some stuff I'm saying, or do you think I'm just crazy? Let me know, and we really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.